Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is going to be around the game Frozen Flame, and I'm going to talk about the current castle that I've been working on. I want to let you guys know that I've been playing in this game on my server kind of solo. So the only items that I've really received from a person are these cabinets here, and these cabinets are really nice, so I couldn't say no to them. I didn't buy the recipe for the the cabinets. Roop did, and I noticed it in his house, and so I saw it, and he's like, "Oh, let me just make you two," and he made me two. So these cabinets were gifts from him. But outside of that, mostly everything that I've attained in this game, I've gotten the components. I farmed the necessary stuff, and I've built this castle. Or this is like a, just allows me to do something while I chat with people on the server when they come on the server, and so I just really wanted to show you this. I did a lot of windows. I thought, why not? I had some nibbler leather that I had that for spares, so I made those type of windows. It's really easy to make those castle windows. I really like the looks of them too. I don't like the fact that you can't open them. Now, in a previous version of this game, you could walk up to these windows and open them, and I think they took that out maybe to help with lag or performance issues, but it was nice that you could open those windows. So let me show you. I guess what I'm going to call this thing is my haunted castle, because I built it on top of a structure on what I call Windmill Island. And if I hit M here, you'll see where I am. This is what I call Windmill Island, because there's a few windmills. And this island is on the second tier 2 area of the game. Where you need to go fly and do the first part of the campaign, or the first to second part of the campaign, because you're going to do more or less the first part of the campaign on what I call the newbie island, the one that everyone starts on, and then you make your way to do the questing here. And I am on the Windmill Island. Now, I have a few homes in this. I got a tree house I built down here, and on another video I explained why I built here, because there's a coal deposit, there's a bunch of iron deposits. There's a lot of things on this island, end game resources that you can get off this island. So I built a tree house here with a teleporter, so I can go there anytime. So going back to Windmill Island, I've got a teleporter here also in my castle that I'm building, and I've got that set to friends, so that my friends can hop over here if that's what they want to do. But I call it the haunted castle because when you go inside the actual building, that's where the ghosts are. And what I like here too is being at this location is the sky crystals are easy to farm this way. If the RNG gods love me, these things drop a crystal every time I kill them. And I'll just go up to the top. What's neat about this location too is the fact that people need to come here. See, I got 3 crystals that time. They need to come here to do the main campaign. They got to come to this chest. I believe one of the ancient coins come out of this chest, if I remember correctly. I think, do I even have any? No, I don't have any in my inventory. But what I like to do is come down here and just farm those 3 guys. It's not really that hard, because what I'm doing here on this island is I'm collecting a lot of stone that is just lingering around. I had already ran around here and collected the stone once. The large boars are here, so if you need large boar, those skins, though, you can find those on this island. More or less, you can find a lot of great materials. Iron's here. Obviously, wood is here. The lumber's here. The bugs. There's a few trees that have and bushes that have the bugs. So if you want to collect the bugs, they're here. I find this a very relaxing island to hang out on. And the other nice thing is there's no barrier here, so I can fly freely in at this location. Also these are here to harvest to get the fiber. So there's a bunch of fiber nodes here. I'm just going to run around here just to show you how neat this island is. Now, there's been people on this island. There's a couple fire camps that people have made. With this server, what I've been doing is I've been doing backups twice a day, and I've been restarting or rebooting the server twice a day. And I let people know I'm about to do it, and so they can prepare to know that the server is going down. So that's been going very well. I think by doing that twice a day reboot, it has helped the lag that the server used to be plagued with. I mean, you're not seeing it at all right now, but I'm also playing at a different resolution. I'm not playing on ultra. I think I'm playing on medium, just so that I can freely run around and not have to worry about any type of performance or lag or anything while I'm just running around farming. You also notice I have yet to get a backpack yet in this game, and I'm pretty much building anything that I want to build, and I don't have a backpack. And those perks that allow you to run while encumbered and fly while encumbered and teleport while encumbered are pretty OP, because I don't really have problems moving around the world or carrying what I want to get back here. So I made this roof. I kind of made it. You'll see that I moved it over a little bit so that this gap would appear in the roof. And that gap allows light to come into the building during the day. And I'm still considered completely covered, protected from the elements, even though that gap is up there. And I'm eventually going to go up another row of windows on this wall and then connect it to that second floor. So this will be enclosed eventually. So this will all be windows. I'll enclose it with that, and then I'll make another level above me. So same thing on this side. I'll continue the windows across for another level, and then I'll tie in that. In this situation, it'd be a roof, but it's really the beginning of my second floor. So you get up here, this is going to be my second floor, and you're thinking to yourself, well, why didn't you go with stone? I just like the looks of the wood floors. I really do. I did do stone here, and stone costs more because you need the stone. And the other thing about my server that you should know about is we shut the destruction off the buildings. So nobody can hurt a building, and the world is set for down to 30%. So if I run down here, you'll see that this stone workbench is at 30% of its hit points. I guess if you're setting up a server and you're going to make it so that people are making the buildings invincible, then I guess you could just change that to 100% so that the weather never really kicks it down at all. What happened is we had started this server as a PvP server. So it was full PvP, full building destruction. And all my PvP guys just played for maybe hours, and they stopped playing, stopped showing up. And then I had a lot of people show up that have never played the game before. They just bought it, and they felt overwhelmed by the PvP mechanic because they were wanting to work with each other, and they were damaging each other, and the whole adding people to your friends list seemed crazy to them. And it was like, okay, well, I'll shut the PvP off for the holiday and see what kind of response I get. And during that time, that window, I also put the buildings on invincibility so that people couldn't hurt each other's buildings. And what happened is the server grew in population because that seemed to be the settings that people preferred at this particular time with this game. They want to just play the game, they don't want to have to feel pressured, and they want to learn the game because they just got the game. And so most of my PvPers didn't complain that we switched it to PvE because they weren't coming back anyway, or they didn't want to come back until the public servers come out. And where obviously when the public servers come out in a few months, the PvP survival maps will be out, and those maps are going to be totally different, I believe, than the campaign maps. So they're just waiting for the PvP portion of the game to actually flourish, and they're not really into the campaign part of it. And they also felt that when the PvP was on with this server, the PvP wasn't fulfilling. It just wasn't to their liking, and so it just, their hopes are that it gets a lot better when the PvP public servers come out, that they have refined or fine tuned the PvP elements before that. So that's a hope. So right now my this is a PvE server currently, and anyone's welcome to join if they want to play. I'll put the IP address in the comments below or in the description below, so you'll know how to get here. I have about 17 people that play on this server currently, and they come on for a few hours a day. Some people haven't been on for a few days, but I imagine it's because of the holiday. But I'm getting new people that have just gotten the game, or they've shown up on Discord and they're like, Jesus, no public servers, what's going on? And I just whisper them in private saying, look, we've got a server up. It's PvE. You can just play the game, enjoy the campaign at your own pace. No one's going to pressure you. And if you need help, just ask in chat. I think right now we've got 2 people online right now, me and another person, but it's really early in the morning here. And most of my player base play in late day. So I'm on the East Coast. So I'll see people come on the server around 8 p.m. East Coast. And then they usually people on the server all the way to about 6 a.m. East Coast. So that, we've got a lot of people from Europe that play on the server, and they haven't found that there's been too much of lag on the server. They've actually haven't complained at all. I haven't heard that many complaints from anyone other than the complaints around some of the game mechanics. That's nothing I can control. I can't control how the developers have made their game, but I'm the only thing I can do is try to give them a nice environment to play the game, and then help manage the server so that the server is not an issue for people. I mean, I only can control so much. This area is going to be a closed room that I'm going to eventually make. And the only way to get into the closed room is to come up here and come up these stairwells. So you'll have to come up this stairwell. And I'm hoping that this second floor will be enclosed eventually. But then you'll have to come down here, and then you'd be able to enter this room, and it will be an independent room by itself. And I'm going to pretty much make it stone walls. Really, I'm just kind of puttering. I mean, that's what I've been doing, and I've been doing it by myself. So if you're asking yourself, can I do anything by myself with the current server settings, for the developer server settings? Yeah, you can. I mean, it didn't require that much effort to build this. I mean, it took some time. And on our server, we're running basically what the developers wanted. The only thing we've changed is, obviously, we shut the PvP off. We put the buildings on invincible so that the buildings can't be destroyed regardless of where they are in the world. And the other thing was, because of the high repair costs, which we felt were too high, we reduced the amount of durability that gets robbed from you when you die and when you use your items. So we reduced those just by a fraction, and people find that they're more balanced now, because having to grind to get items to repair your weapons became a full-time job. Between the time that what happened is you'd have people that would go out for less than 15-20 minutes and it would destroy their weapon. Then they would spend the next hour grinding the ingredients to repair that weapon. So it was like, okay, I can use my weapon for 20 minutes, then I spend most of my time repairing it or getting the items, and then I get another 20 minutes out of it, and it seemed ridiculous. So right now I can get about an hour and 15 minutes out of my weapon, and then I have to repair it. And that's like just going out and killing things with the weapon. So I thought that was fair, and I haven't had anybody complain about it at this point. It is what I can do to help reduce the we just think it's, I don't know, we think the repair costs are on the crazy side, and the only way that we could help mitigate that was to see these guys respond quickly. So if you're looking for sky crystals and you just want, the RNG gods didn't like me there because I didn't get a drop. There we go. Clearing out my haunted house. All right, let's see if I get one from you, buddy. Oh, the other nice thing about this island, yep, I get one. The other nice thing about this island that I should mention, at night, there's these ghost pigs that spawn, and those ghost pigs, or ghost boars, I guess, they drop, there's one, they drop crystals too. So if you're just farming that, oh, you guys want a piece of me too, huh? There we go. Come on. That's what I like about you stupid boars. I don't have to go far. You all kind of just try to kill me all at once, which is okay. I mean, the bleed effect is ridiculous. You know, I understand why they did it. They need to make some things hard. But, you know, it kind of reminds me of the game Worm. I don't know if you've ever played, if you guys, my subscribers, have ever played the game Worm. But in that game, a damn chicken could kill you. And that was what, you know, I was like, that was what made me nuts about that game, was I'd be in full plate mail, right? And a chicken would come up and start attacking me when I was AFK. And I'd be dead, I'd be back and I'd be like dead, and there'd be a chicken sitting there. I'm like, how on earth did anyone think that a chicken could kill a human being? I mean, especially a human being that's got 3 inches of iron between them and the chicken. I mean, I'm like thinking to myself, what kind of game mechanic is that? And that was one of the things about that game that rubbed me the wrong way, is that no matter what you fought in that game, it just seemed like a life and death situation, and it just, the progression when it came to killing mobs just made no sense, you know, especially with the fact that if a chicken can kill you, then there's some game mechanic issues there. And that game was a lot like this game is, you know, where you build. I mean, that game was totally grindy building. I mean, if you built a building, you earned it in that game because it required some grind. So when people complain about the grind in this game, and I think back of that game Worm Online, I'm like thinking, no, you don't know grind unless you played that game. Well, I mean, this is what my video is going to be about today, is my haunted castle that I'm building, and some game thoughts, and I think this is a prime location to build a base, especially on top of this building, because it's out of the way, and it's really neat when you look at it at night. It's, you know, it's really neat. I don't have the torches lit right now, because I just didn't want to waste the coal for it. But it looks really cool at night, especially when I have these coal torches. These are another new asset in the game. You light them, you just pack them with coal. You know, it's fluff, basically, just fluff. There's another one right there, and they're just not lit right now. I just haven't lit them. All right, well, have fun gaming. Thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.